Okay. Hey. Hi. It's been I haven't really done a just chatting stream in a while, so I think this would be fun. Let me get some music going cuz oh god, it's there's so much to talk about and unpack. Um it's interesting because it's just like, oh man, like what am I going to talk about? What's going on? How is Sento doing? I know a lot of people have been asking that. Um and it's hard to explain. And I've been worrying a lot of people about stuff, and I do apologize to my friends, especially like Mochi Squad and stuff. I haven't really talked. There was a lot of times where I kind of started to feel a lot of doubt on being part of the Comrade community. And I know some people are like, "Oh, you're definitely part of the Comrade community. It's just you don't do much," and I'm like, that's what makes me feel uh super lonely about stuff. Now I know a lot of people are like, oh, it doesn't matter what they say or what they do, just just be a part of it. Like you're a part of it. That's the important part. Just make content and stuff. Like we love your stupid little commentary videos that you do on TikTok and stuff. Especially you smashing toys that don't fit in the right place. It's just really funny. So I was like, okay, if that's cool, I guess I'll do that. Um, but yeah, no, I've been just I've been trying to like keep my head held high, I guess is the word. Um for those that don't know, like I lost my mom recently, and it's hit me a lot harder than I thought. Um and work hasn't been helping with that situation. Work has legitimately just been like, "Hey, go fuck yourself." Um you can't, like, just because your mom died. I was like, dude, I'm 35. I lost my mom oh so suddenly, and I'm dealing with my dad who lost his wife of 40 plus years, and they're just like, so what does it matter? Like, and like the guy was the owner of this dealership is like kind of a piece of shit about it, to the point where I was just like, I've in front of him, and I'm not joking about this. I applied for new jobs right in front of him and being very loud about it. Which is really funny because I know for a fact he doesn't give a fuck about what happens to the dealership. I just learned that a couple of the other coworkers I had heard that heard that happening, and they're like, "Yeah, we put in our 2 weeks, man. Like, we don't want to work here if you're not gonna work here." And I was like, "Ah, holy shit!" Like, I didn't realize how much of a movement I was making. So I'm pretty much leaving this job as soon as these other jobs kind of can do your thing. And I know some people are like overheard me talking about this in the past, saying like, "Oh, my job's great. I get to do this. I'm really it's really relaxed and everything." But the issue overall became I don't get the freedom anymore because of what they want. So I've applied to different jobs, not just as a mechanic, but other things. I also have to realize that I have a limitation of my back is not doing too well either. That's the main reason I'm going to be leaving this job, is because I kept telling I was like, workers comp needs to push forward and say that I want to have surgery on my back, but I can't because they're like, well, we gave you other work to do, so we don't have to pay you workers comp. So that 66% of what I was supposed to get from my paycheck never came to me. They said, well, technically you're still working, and you only were out 19 days instead of 20 days. 20 days is a threshold. I said, so essentially what you're saying is you purposely threatened to fire me because you didn't want me to be on that 19th day. Because I calculated it. I found out that was the 19th day was going to be on that date. They said if I don't fill out this form, then I would be let go, which scared me because I said I didn't want to lose my job. Especially because of all the effort I was being put into. Um, so I was just like, all right, So I've applied to like about 40 places. Okay, not 40, like maybe like 5 places, and it's just local places. And the only reason I did that is just to like really get myself out of the situation. Even now, I'm actually looking through my phone and going, what's another place I could go to? Um, what's a good place I can go to that will make me not feel like shit the whole time? And I'm looking at mainly Japanese manufacturer places for work, and the reason for that is because I have more tools for Japanese cars than I do American cars and European cars. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, go work at Audi, go work at Porsche, go work at BMW. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I also have to stay away from certain companies because I used to work for certain companies and they're like really shitty. So I'm like, I'm not going to deal with that. So that's my whole thing right now is I'm just looking for a new job and I'm just trying to do my thing. Which, you know, it shouldn't deter anybody from being like, oh, I can't watch Sento because he's unemployed. I mean, that shouldn't have been a thing at all. Even when I was employed, I didn't really have that many viewers and stuff. And I know a lot of people are also like, oh, but Sento, don't you love, you know, being a VTuber and being a mechanic and stuff at the same time? And of course I do. It's just it's harder to do stuff. It's harder to do stuff when you don't have the backup that you used to. So that is my whole thing right now. My whole thing is legitimately trying to find a new job. I might have to start looking for a new place relatively soon. And it's not to get away from my father, but it's more in the sense of it being, I need to be prepared for a situation. We had done a bunch of stuff like talking to lawyers, talking to about where all the inheritance is going, who's getting what. And that's been a huge thing on me the last couple weeks since the funeral, is sorting out everything, sorting out my life and trying to figure out what do I want to do. And a lot of people are like, you're overreacting about this. I think that you're overreacting. It's like, I don't think you understand, like, me being the youngest in my family, it's me realizing that I'm probably not the best to live alone, though I do want to live alone. And I'm not gonna move in with like my brother. I know I'm not gonna move in with my sister because we want our own private lives and everything. Also because like we're at the age where we're just like, we can't just be living together all the time. So I decided that though I'm not moving out yet, that I am going to start looking for places to live. I'm not gonna do it on stream. I'll probably do it off stream and everything. But I've realized, like, I'm like, all right, do I want an apartment? No, I want a place with a garage so I know my car is somewhere safe. I need to be able to do this. I already know half the stuff that I'm going to be having, and I know for a fact it's going to be a lot. And I know I can ask some friends to be like, hey, can you come by and help me move? And I'm going to schedule it in advance and be like, look, it's going to be around this time. I just need homies to be there. I'll pay for dinner and stuff. That's I know that's the big thing. And it sucks because I'm just like, I didn't really want to go through this situation. Nobody does. It sucks because like it's knowing the fact that like at some point I could lose my father. Yeah. Oh. But yeah, I've been trying to sort things out, and then there's also people wondering what's been going on between me and people, and I'm not talking to certain people. I haven't been the same lately. Am I okay? I think I'm relatively okay, but I wish I was better, I guess is the word. Because a lot of times people have noticed like you haven't been in VC in a while, and it's so weird to explain to people that I have all these friends and everything. I have all these connections to people. But realistically, I don't really get to talk to everybody. And it's only because my timing has been so terrible. It's so weird because I'm sitting here like, damn man, like I just want to chill. I want to hang out with friends, and then friends are like, oh, I'm in another VC, I'll join you later. I'm like, okay. And then later comes and they're like, hey, where you at? And I'm like, bro, I'm going to bed. And then they're like, why are you going to bed now? And I'm like, dude, it's like 11 in the it's 11 at night. I need to go to bed. Or the worst I've had was somebody asking me to hang out like while I was at work. And I was like, dude, I'm at work. Like, what the fuck? And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, man. Why are you at work? I'm like, because I need to make money. I gotta pay bills. But yeah, like I've been trying my best to like keep everything going and everything. I know friends have been busy with like IRL stuff, and I get that. I understand some people who are like, you know, they're like, hey, I'm busy tonight, I can't hang out, and I'm like, okay, not a big deal. But there have been so many people who have been like, yeah, I hung out with this person last night. Like, I don't know if it's a truth or if it's a lie, if there's a truth to this or a lie to this, or like what this person's doing. But there has been so many cases where dude has been like in call with me. He's like, yeah, I was hanging out with what's her face the other night. She said she didn't want to hang out with you anymore. You're a piece of shit. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I like told them what happened. They're like, well, where's the receipts? And I was like, we were in VC. Like, what the fuck you want me to do? And they're like, oh, well, that could be said about anything. I was like, that's legitimately where everything was said, and I'm not gonna record it. And they're like, so I just had to take your word for it. I'm like, you're gonna have to. And they're like, no. And I just got really pissed about that, and that's why I stopped hanging out with certain people, because I was like, it's the repeat of all the shit that's been going on. And then there's also like the people who are like, I want to be there for you, Sento. Like, I want to be there for you. I'm just going through my own stuff. It's like, it's understandable. And then like, I'll say my part and be like, look, you can just message me whenever. I'll respond when I can. Just right now, I'm like, just kind of going through a lot. And then people just stop talking to me, and I'm like, what the fuck? And they're like, oh, I've moved on. And I'm like, okay. So what now? And they're like, well, I wanted to talk to you more, but you know, you just kind of like disappeared. And I was like, all right. So I've been pretty much been like, not abandoned, but like I just started to feel like the close friends I had started to just be like, I don't want to be around as much. So I was like, okay. And that's, again, not a huge, not the biggest loss for me, but also kind of sucks because I'm just like, I just want to like hang out and play games with friends. And I just can't. I can't do any of that because like anytime I want to hang out, I'm like, hey man, what are you doing tonight? And they're like, oh, I'm gonna be spending time with this person. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then they're like, yeah, when I'm free, I'll let you know. And then the same thing happens of like, I can't, let's hang out. And I'm like, dude, I'm at work, or hey, I'm about to go to bed. And like, it's not my fault that you had to go to bed. I was like, is it my fault that I had to be responsible? Like, what's going on? And that's again, that's the reason a lot of people, like, I stopped hanging out with certain people, like a lot of people. And I know people are probably like, well, if you don't want to hang out with them, then then just don't hang out with them. We're like, no, like I want to hang out with people, it's just I don't have time. I want more time to hang out with people. I want time to, you know, be able to do stuff. But it's okay. Not a huge loss, I guess. Not a big deal. Just doing my best. I'm ranting here on my own because I know I don't have like viewers to like share this with. You know, it's just one of those things where it's just like, I know for a fact that if I had like 20 or 30 people watching me all the time, I think things would have been differently. I think my mentality would be better, just because I know for a fact there's more people to catch me if I say something or fuck up. And I think that's the issue, is that's the huge issue that I've realized, is that I have to catch myself a lot when I fuck up, and I don't know if I fuck up, and people are like, well, I saw the other day that you said this on stream, and I'm like, what? And then I'm like trying to remember what it was, and people are like, yeah, you said this, you're a piece of shit, Sento. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I look at it and I'm like, I didn't say that. Like, where? Timestamp me. And then people timestamp me, and I'm like, dude, you misunderstood the context of everything. And I was like, oh my god. And that's the thing I realized, is like a lot of people have, I've looked through my clips, and people have went through, and I know who clips it. Dude has legitimately chronically has a sickness for me, to the point where I deleted every single clip, because I was like, dude, like I said this, I said that. Anytime that I've said, oh man, this is my wife, and it's like a friend, and they understand the joke and everything, they take that clip and they've like been like, oh my god, Sento, you said this, and how do you think this makes this person feel that you called her your wife? I was like, she doesn't give a fuck about me, so I said wife as a joke. And they're like, oh, so you think that having a wife is a joke? I was like, no, I never said that. It's so fucking wild. Yeah, but like, again, there's a lot of stuff that's like that happen between me and people, and it sucks, because it's just like a lot of people are like, oh, you guys used to hang out all the time. I was like, yeah, man, like I used to hang out with them all. I used to hang out with them in general, but now we just don't, and that's fine. It's me respecting them, saying like, okay, we're not hanging out anymore, and that's fine. I lose nothing. I just don't want bad juju. And then people are finding out now, they're like, you don't hang out with this person, and then they're like, I don't want anything to do with them if they're not hanging out with you. I'm like, was that ever the reason that you hung out with them? And they're like, I thought that you guys were really close, so I invited them. And I was like, oh, so is it my fault that they're not in certain groups? And they're like, no, it's because like I just didn't like them. And I was like, understandable. So I was just, that's the thing I realized about a lot of people I've hung out with, is people are like, I want to hang out with your friends, but I also don't want to hang out with your friends, because I think that like half the time they don't like me. And I'm like, no, trust me, they like hanging out with you. You just need to hang out with them more. And then they're like, oh, this person hates me. And I'm like, oh my god. Or like I'll talk about, or like I'll have a really, really strong conversation with somebody. Like we're just like going at it and talking about like things that we want to do for future stuff. We're like future proofing stuff. And then people are like, I just don't understand why you hang out with this person. Like they won't even let me talk to you. And I'm like, you can talk, you're talking to me now. Like we're in DMs, like what the fuck? And then they're like, well, I don't like how they when they talk to you during when we were hanging out. I was like, are you offended that they're talking to me? And they're like, no, I just think that like I just don't like them. And I'm like, okay, so you don't like them, that's it. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna leave it at that, because I don't need to need your drama. And they're like, I'm not trying to cause drama. And I'm like, you're causing drama by like kicking him out and stuff, and like not like being okay with them being around and all. It's just so weird, man. Like, there's so many people where it's just like, I want to hang out with Sento, but I also like don't want to hang out with him when he's like super active. And I'm like, I'm legitimately like networking and talking about like future projects and stuff. Like, can I not have future projects? And they're like, well, what about our projects? I'm like, I can still have your guys' project going on while I talk about future projects. Like, does that make sense? And they're like, well, I feel like it's unfair to us, because what if we want you to do more stuff? I'm like, I take no fucking priorities over anybody's shit. If you want me to be a part of a project, include me in the project instead of inciting that I'm part of the project. That's all I fucking say to people. And like, that's something that people are like, oh, well, if Sento is only like partially here, then he's not part of the project. And I'm like, bitch, I'm partial the reason that this is happening. And then I'm getting blamed for other people's bullshit too. And I'm like, dude, why am I getting blamed for what this dude did? And they're like, well, it's because he it's like, he thought that you and them were okay. I was like, I am okay with this person, but I know you aren't. So why am I getting blamed for their mistakes? And they're like, well, it's because like, you know, by association, it's like, by association, my ass. Like, that's not how this works. It's so fucking dumb, man. Like, I sit here and I go like, dude, I'm getting thrown under the bus so often. And this is kind of one of the reasons why I like left certain groups and stuff, is because like dudes will legitimately toss me under the bus for no fucking reason. Like, I'll sit here and I'll just be like minding my own business. I'll be like talking like this, and people are like, Sento, we're tossing you under the bus. I heard the other day that you were getting online just to fuck people. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like, yeah, they said around this time you were fucking somebody. I was like, what the fuck you mean? I'm like, dude, I'm on fucking stream. I don't know about you. And like, yeah, I'm trying to make sense of that. What were you doing? I was like, I was on stream. Here's my VOD. Okay, so you weren't fucking. And I'm like, no. Oh, I think that you were fucking. I'm like, I'm not. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's so dumb. And then like, there's other times where I'm like, I'm hanging out in someone's VC and stuff, and then like, dude would be like, Sento, I don't like you. And I'm like, okay, do you want me to leave? And he's like, no, because if you leave, then this person, the owner of the server, is gonna get mad at me for saying it. I was like, so they know that you don't like me. And they're like, yeah, but I'm only letting you know that any future projects, I don't want you to be a part of it. I was like, okay. And they're not even part of this. I was like, I like messaged the owner. I was like, hey, are they like, how important is this person to you? And they're like, oh, they just talk. And I was like, okay, so they're no one important. Like, nope. I'm like, cool. So this is what they said in VC. And they're like, oh, okay. Yeah, they're a piece of shit. I'm like, okay. And like, I get people get offended by me just existing. And I've realized that there's people who just are offended for me existing. And I'm like, guys, what is wrong? Like, what did I do wrong? Tell me what I did wrong. I don't know. I just don't like you. And I'm like, what did I do? And then they're like, you something about you. You're too chill about this. I'm like, oh, okay. And they sit there and they're like, ah. And then there's also like the people who are like, how come you and her got so close? I'm like, what? That me and a female person got to talking to each other? And then they're like, yeah, how come I can't talk to women? I'm like, you can talk to women. You know, you can treat them like a normal fucking person. It's just so funny. Like, I'm like, dude, maybe if you treated people like, you know, an equal, everything will be fine. Dude got so upset. There's a dude who got so upset with me that, so I went to a VR chat hangout. Like it's like a party, and I was like couldn't invite anybody. To like, hey, it's invite only. I was like, okay, so I got invited to this party, and this other person got invited too. And it's one of those things where it's like the owner of the instance was inviting people and like, hey, I want to get you. They're like, hey, what are you doing this weekend, this Friday? I was like, oh, I was doing this, and like, do you have time to come hang out? I was like, yeah, of course, I can come hang out. And it was just, even if it was for a little bit, I went to go hang out, and like, I was like, I might be a little late, and like, that's fine. And I was like 30 to 40 minutes late. I showed up, and like, I got there, and I just see this crowd of people like approaching. And like, some people said, hey, what's up? I was like, hey, what's up? And then like, oh, you're here, you got invited, okay. And then like, the owner of the instance was like, everyone move, I need to talk to Sento. And they were like, I need to talk to you about some like private stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. So we went to a private room just to talk, and it wasn't anything serious. It was just like, they wanted to just get to know me a little bit more and stuff. They wanted me to like, I want to collab with you, I just want to make sure the vibes are good. I was like, of course, I understand that. And so, you know, we talked, and she's like, yeah, I think we're gonna vibe really well. I was like, awesome. And then like, about like 20 minutes after we talked, they went AFK, and then this random dude just goes, hey, Sento, can I talk to you? I was like, yeah, sure. So he went to like another part of the world, and he's like, how come you and this person are so close to each other? And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, how come she like went and brought you to a private, what'd you guys do for like a couple minutes? I was like, we were just talking. And it's really hard to talk to people when there's like 50 other people there. And this is another reason why I stopped like doing a lot of VR chat content, is because I got really tired of going to hang out with friends, or wanting to go hang out with a friend, and then they get like their entourage of people just to be like, I'm here, please pay attention to me. I know that other person that you want to talk to is here, but please talk to me. And I'm like, this is weird. It's crazy. Like, there's people who are so entitled, and I'm like, this is insane. And I don't know, like, God, there's so many people where it made me go like, dude, what's the fucking point? Oh. Is this what success is, guys? Just sounds like peanut butter and jelly. Oh my god, that's like the best term. No, but like I've had friends in the past where they've noticed that people are like always getting really upset with me meeting people, and they're like, I can't fucking believe, like, the people who have seen it like as a third party, they're just like, oh my god, dude, so and so is so upset because you got to go hang out with this person and they didn't. I was like, oh, okay, so what? And then they're just like, dude, they're like so upset, they're making a tweet about it and everything. I'm like, that's crazy. And it's happened so often now that, like, even in my past life, I was like, this is so insane. Or like, there'll be a time where it's like I hang out with people who are different calibers from each other. Like, I have a friend who legitimately, like, she doesn't give she gives two shits who you are. She's like, if you make her feel uncomfortable and you make her feel like, if you're remotely rude to her or try to pretend that you're bigger than her when we're all in the same fucking playing field, it's so crazy, because she was like, she got so she's like, hey, she's like, yeah, I'm this person, whatever. And then like the person that she was saying it to was like, well, what's her deal? I was like, you have to understand that she's an actual female. Like, not saying females are bad, it's her. You need to understand, like, people need to understand that there's people who come from different calibers of like social situations. Like, I have friends who are like It's like, hey, I'm kind of don't want to be in like public settings and stuff, especially when there's a shit ton of people. Understandable. I don't blame you. We can hang out. If you want to hang out, we can hang out in other places. I don't mind leaving a call just to hang out with you. And then there's also like other people who are like, there's also other people who are like I love being around a crowd of people, but they also don't know social cues. Like I have a friend who has Tourette's, and you know, they make sounds, they go or they do little different mouth sounds, and that's what they do for the Tourette's. And what happened was, like, person was like or a friend that like was just like, I just want to come hang out with you guys. I'm like, we're like, oh cool. And then they're like we had our friend like kind of going through the Tourette's and everything because they're stressed out, because they're like, I've never met this person before, and that's how they get stressed out. And so friend was doing their little sounds, little quips, little thingies, little sounds. I don't know what it's actually called because I don't really look into Tourette's and stuff, but I just knew that they have Tourette's because they told me about it. But they have little things, like little gestures that they do. And so what happened was, a person that was joining the call was like, I don't get, they're like, are you okay? Do you need help? I think you need to go to a mental hospital. And that made the person offended, because they're like, I go to therapy every single fucking week and every single day. And they're like, oh, okay. Anyways, let's talk about politics. I'm like, let's not talk about politics. And then like we all left the call, and then they're like, hey man, and they're like, oh, is this person mad at me? I was like, yes, they are. And they're like, whoa, what did I do wrong? I was like, you like, they have Tourette's. And they're like, oh, I didn't know that. I was like, you need to be more respectful about that shit. Like, there's probably a reason why like a lot of people don't hang out with certain people, and that's probably the reason. And then they're like, oh, well, should I apologize to them? No, maybe I shouldn't apologize. I think they should just get over it. I'm like, I think that you just need to reconsider what you say, what you do. Not everything needs to... You just need to think about what you say before you say shit. It's just so funny, because like people are like, oh, what do I do? That's why like every time I'm in a call, I'm like, let me just be quiet real quick, and let me just make sure everything is peachy before like before I say shit, because like, holy shit, there's so many people who just like don't get it, and I'm like, they're like, I don't think I need to say shit. I'm like, you just be cautious about who you're around. That's it. And that's all you really need to do, is just be cautious of who you're around and who you love to be. Just like, you understand that you were with friends, but understand that there are people in there that are like completely different. You're gonna meet these people everywhere you go, even like outside of the internet. You're gonna meet people who are like, who have Tourette's, and you're gonna meet people who have little mouth sounds and stuff, and that's fine. But you need to also understand that it's like, you know, when you go to a public establishment and stuff, people got weird quips, and people got to understand that. I straight tell people straight up, dude, like, if I had a little fidget spinner, you know how normal I'd fucking be. You know why I have little, like, why I play with my phone? Where's my phone anyways? It's right in front of me. What the fuck? I have a flip phone. I have a Z Fold. I can tell you right now, I have never been so fucking normal, because I'll just have my phone out on me, and everyone's like, why do you hold your phone like that? I was like, oh, it's because like, legitimately me having something in hand helps. Like, I'm at borderline Parkinson's with stuff, and people are like, that's crazy, you don't have Parkinson's. Like, I don't have Parkinson's, but it's on the borderline of, I need to have something in hand so I don't fucking jitter. The same thing why you hear me crack my knuckles every so often is because like, I just jitter a lot. I have to like mess with something. I'll have like, sometimes I'll have like, I used to have this like, I have this little vape that like separates and reconnects with batteries, it has a battery pack, and then it has the vape juice thingy, and I'll click that in and out. People hear it on stream sometimes. Because I vape. I openly will say it. I vape, and I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, why are you sucking robot dick on stream? And I'm like, whatever, man. It's just things I do. And then there's also people who just don't understand when it's like, why do you vape? I was like, because I quit smoking. He's like, well, why don't you just fucking quit smoking? I was like, bro, do you know how hard it is to fucking quit smoking cold turkey? It's not like drinking where I quit cold turkey and I just like shivered it off for like the next like couple of days. Like I legitimately like quit smoking at like age 20, 21. No, at age, yeah, it was like 10 years ago. Like I started smoking when I was 18, and then I quit smoking when I was like 20 because I was like, I'm trying to be a singer. And then I started vaping, and that helped me a little bit because it's like I'm not destroying my throat and stuff. And people are like, well, vaping and smoking are the same. It's like, they're not. I can give you like the whole scientific thing about it, which is legitimately, yes, you're heating up vapor juice, vegetable oil or vegetable glucose and everything. I'm not going to explain it completely because I don't want to get banned, but it's essentially, I can explain to you everything, and people are like, oh, I understand. Like, people have seen me vape, but they're like, does that really not hurt your throat? I was like, no, I like legitimately, I can scream a song right now and it'd be fine. And you've all heard me. Oh no. Yeah, like, I've openly told people, like, I vape, and, like, I don't, like, try to, like, make it obvious and everything. I try not to. But, like, you'll hear me click on stuff, and you'll hear me, like, spin stuff. Like, I have, like, my little, I have, like, my stuff for, like, my commentary stuff, like, my little, fuck, capsims. Like, I'll spin those and be like, yep, this is fine. I want to spin them at work, but I can't. Because then people start asking questions like, what are you gonna, what is that? Was that a new fidget toy? Can I get one? How did you get one? What is those? Are you that bad at, are you that far off that you need this? And I'm like, yes. Yeah. It's crazy, right? Like, all this shit I go through and everything, and people are like, Sento, are you okay? And I'm like, man, no, I'm never okay. And they're like, why aren't you okay? You should just get over it. I'm like, bitch, I don't think you understand. And they're like, maybe if you talk it out. And I'm like, I don't think I can talk it out, guys. It's hard to talk about stuff, too. It's just, people are like, I want to be around people, and sometimes I can't. Yeah, there is no people with no chill, and I'm like, dude, chill. And they're like, why are you telling me to chill? I think that person should chill. I'm like, dude, that person has like actually has symptoms. And they're like, well, so do I. I was like, this is not an excuse. This is not a dick measuring contest, guys. Like, please. I think that people just need to just quit bitching about, like, it's so hard to explain. It's just like, I don't want people to bitch, but I also need people to bitch sometimes. You know? I'm looking at a video on the side, like, trying to figure out what this person's making. Is it Woody? Oh, no, it's not. Wait. No, it's not. I thought it was Woody from Toy Story. It's not. It's some brunette dude. But yeah, I've been, like, trying my best to, like, keep my like mental well float with friends and stuff. But there's also a lot of people who are just like ooh woo, oh my god, like ooh, oh my god, how come people are not normal? And I'm like, bitch, everyone's normal. In fact, I think you're the least normal person here. Like, I got to meet some people for the first time in real life, and then people were like, I hope that me being this gender IRL does not ruin the immersion. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I've been in VR chat for so fucking long. How immersion breaking it was when I went to TwitchCon to meet every single person, all 1,000 people I've had on my friends list, and like seeing them all not their avatar. It's immersion. It sucks. It's like holy shit. But it's like, you grasp reality really quickly, being like, no, people are seeing me for the first time. I get it. Like, I knew for a fact that like my friends were gonna be like, yo, you look so weird. I'm like, what? Because I'm Asian? Yeah, it is weird. Crazy. Insane. Yeah, like it's just so funny because like people are like, I'm so scared about like immersion breaking. Yeah. like the joke is, guys, I'm trapped in a fox woman body, and anytime you see me IRL, it's because I escaped the fox woman body. Which, by the way, guys, the new model is almost done. I'm almost done with it. The male model. I think it's mainly going to be a VR chat model, so I'm not gonna like always be a fox woman, a fox dude on stream. But like, it's just, again, it's so weird because there's so many people who are just like, they're like, I'm just so used to seeing your fox woman model. I was like, but you've been here since my male model days. And like, yeah, but like your male model like didn't make sense, but seeing the fox woman, it's so weird to see you as a dude. I'm like, I'm sorry to ruin everything. Like, no, we'd like you this way. I'm like, oh. Like, I've talked about how like I met like a shit ton of my friends at like Anime Matsuri last year, even the people I didn't really want to see. But it's just like, it was so interesting when people are like, the people who have seen me before. My friend is messaging me about her Forester and how hold on. But yeah, it's just so interesting. And then like again, reasons why I've like kind of like, it's not the main reasons why I haven't been I'm not going to Off-Kai or On-Key. I'm actually just not going to On-Key anymore completely. I've just decided that if I went to On-Key, it's more only going to see like certain few, but overall I'm not gonna go to On-Key or Off-Kai this year, just because like I want to make sure everything's good and stuff. Also because like there's a couple people that I don't want to see for very good reasons. So I've decided that that's my whole thing, is I'm just just for my own safety and everything. And also I do want yapping to like really take off. And then I want to be able to go and do the yapping at Off-Kai 1 year and be like, hey, I'm doing an actual live talk show. Like, I'm gonna be there all day and just yap with friends or yap with like different VTubers and stuff. I was like, I'm gonna bring any VTuber on a robot can come up here and we can talk and we can yap. I think it'll be fun. Especially like, you know, I know a lot of you guys would love to see like people that I've interacted with and be like, oh, I'd love to see like this person be on that. I'm like, yeah. And I also have talked to a couple of people about getting on the show, which is why I also haven't really like had an episode in a while. It's one is because like I've been really busy, and two is because the second reason is because I want to make sure that that the dates are right. I'm not gonna say who I've asked already, but I'm also kind of waiting for their schedule to clear up. And like, I'm probably just gonna be like, hey, are you free this weekend or like this date? That way, I can have like those people show up and everything and be on the show. So I can be like, all right, it's scheduled. Like, I also have the new yapping thing. That was a big thing. And people were like, oh, there's a new application. Why is there a new one? I was like, oh, it's because like I wanted to be really clear about stuff because there's people who were like requesting dates that like I was like, hey, I can't do it during this day. And then people were like, oh, that's weird. Why can't you do that? I'm like, because I'm busy. And they're like, that's weird. And I'm like, it's not weird. That's how it is. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, there's a couple people where I'm like, I would love to have X person on stream. Because like it'd be great. Oh. But yeah, I'm like, sorry, I'm distracted again. I'm like, oh, so tired, oh, so like relaxed right now. I originally was gonna do was like talk car stuff with you guys and be like, hey, let's watch like let's watch some stuff and react to it, because I think that'd be fun just to be like, hey, let's look at like this, let's do a review of this, let's like watch a video like this. But I honestly don't want to, just because I'm like kind of content on just being like talking like this and being like, yep, I'm here. But I'm always down to hear what you guys have questions for me, because I know you all have questions. You don't have to ask me how I'm doing. I know that's always the number one thing everyone asks is, how are you doing? Are you okay? Do you need this? Do you need help with anything? And of course the help I'm gonna ask for is hey, I'm running low on funds because they moved me to part-time, and that's the reason I'm leaving work, trying to quit this job, because fuck this job. I'm gonna keep applying for jobs while we're here. It's also really interesting because like it's so interesting because I'm looking at these jobs and I'm like, maybe this will work, maybe this will work, maybe this will work. I'm also trying to like trying to find oh man, stick shift driving instructor. Oh man, can I do that? I know I drive manual. Okay, first thing you're gonna do is we're gonna get in the car. This is your shifter. Is to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you pull up on the collar and you go over here and up, that's your reverse. And then you're gonna to start the car. Well, before we start your car, we're gonna go ahead and show you. This is the e-brake. If you want to get out of the e-brake, you're gonna push the button and pull up, push the button and pull down. Make sure your foot is on the brake. That's your brake pedal in the middle. Your throttle's on the right. Your throttle / your gas is on your right. And then your clutch is all the way to the left. Now what you're gonna do is while your right foot is on the brake, you're gonna get your left foot and push it all the way down. Alright? And then make sure your car is in neutral. That's the wobbly thing. That's where if you smack the shifter and it wiggles back and forth, it goes. That's your neutral. You're gonna need to do the neutral dance, which is just shaking the neutral stick left and right. And then what you're gonna do while your foot is on the brake, and while the clutch is in all the way, you're gonna turn the car on. Okay, you can let go of the clutch now, and you can let go of the brake. The e-brake is still up. So what I'm gonna teach you now is you're gonna push your put your foot back on the brake, and then you're gonna clutch in all the way. You're going to take the shifter and go to gear 1, and we're going to slowly let off on the clutch. Not too fast, just enough. You're gonna feel it move a little bit. Now put it back down. You felt that jerk? There you go. See, that I could totally do that. I'm also checking something. Hold on. Yeah. Duh. Dude, what the fuck is going on? There's so many people going live right now. Close. Just trying to click something and it's just like, nah, you gotta see all these little notifications on Twitch. But yeah. Originally it was okay, yeah, originally I was gonna do some other stuff, and now I'm like, I don't know what to do now. Ad break is starting, guys. I'm also kind of like waiting on dinner. We have people over right now. They're here for my dad right now just because I want to make sure he's okay. You know what? I've been live for an hour, and I didn't want to stream long anyways. I have stream tomorrow, which I think I'm going to do some Forza tomorrow. And then I am going to be part of the VTuber SummerSlam, so we're going to be doing that. So we're going to go ahead. She's still live. Oh, Plotty's singing. Let's rate Plotty. Let's rate Plot. We're gonna rate a plot twist. You know, we always love rating her. That is not what I wanted. Yeah, we're gonna rate Plotty. Show her some love. Show her some support. And I will see you guys there for that. And again, I love you all. I'll see you guys tomorrow for some Forza or for whatever game we decide to play. All right. I'll see you guys later.